Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Trove Marketplace series. Trove, it's still a game, it's still up. There's no plans of it being taken down at all for the foreseeable future, so we're continuing this series. However, just a quick note, today isn't going to be like a full-length episode. It's more going to be an update episode. You guys will find out why right after we discuss what happened last time that we did an episode in this series, and that was when we flipped shadow shards. If you guys want to take a look at that video, you can find it in the upper right hand corner or in the description below. However, shadow shards was a great item to flip, not actively but very inactively, I guess you could say. It's like an overnight flip. You would buy out as many as you can right before you go to sleep, and then you would dump them all overnight, that kind of item. And that item made 69,000 flux in an hour. That was one of the top 5, if not top 3 items that we've had in this series so far. So once again, shadow shards, check out the last video if you have yet to see it. And now to get into today's flip. So it was not a very good day for my flipping account. I made a ton of mistakes this episode, guys. First, we're just gonna go over the item that I flipped. It was wild cupcakes, and the first mistake I did, you probably already have noticed, but I forgot to even start recording the episode. Usually when I start these things, I just start my recording program, and then I go for an hour straight, and then that is the footage that I use for you guys, because, you know, that's the whole point of the series, see what I can do within an hour. But this time, I thought I clicked record, and apparently I misclicked or something. I caught it pretty quickly though, and you can just add up all of the items in my sell tab, and you can also just look at all the items in the buy tab as well. I bought out basically the entire front page, and that is where I made my second mistake of this episode. I accidentally wasn't paying attention to the stack sizes that I was buying, and I accidentally bought way too much. Now, just to give this video a little bit of oomph, we're going to do the usual, the starting flux, the ending flux, and all that good stuff. So we started out with 675,000 flux to flip with, and the starting price of the wild cupcakes themselves was 96 to about 175 flux each. Now what I did was I bought out all the wild cupcakes starting from 96 flux, and I raised the price to 190 flux each wild cupcake. Now, where I made my mistake is that I wasn't paying attention to the stack sizes, and I didn't see there was a stack of 1,000 cupcakes in there for either 75 or 180 each, and I bought the full stack of 1,000 after, you know, all the other stacks that I bought throughout the entire first page. And that was the straw that really broke the camel's back, and I'm going to explain to you guys why this is a very bad thing and a mistake. What happened was, I started out with 675k flux, and before with the 1,000 stack, I had around 300,000 flux. However, after I bought the 1,000 stack, I only had about 100,000 flux left to play around with. The reason why that is bad is because I always leave myself half of my flux. That's why I stopped at 300,000 flux, and then, you know, I just wasn't paying attention. The reason why you do that is because people are going to undercut you, especially when you are trying to raise the price this high. People are going to just go out, they're going to see the price is super high, and they're just going to post it for a cheaper amount because they're just going to make more flux anyways because the price is already higher, and if they post it for even just half, it's already more than they would have sold before I started raising the price. So that's what happened. Either a bunch of people went out and started farming some wild cupcakes, or I was just getting undercut, and I did not have enough flux to buy out all the undercuts. I was able to buy out a large majority, but I did end up running out of flux, and that's why you don't want to use all your flux in the initial investment. You want to keep about half. That way you can give yourself room to buy out your undercuts and keep your price high. Another way I could have gone about it is my most preferred method that I usually teach you guys, and I didn't, you know, listen to myself, but usually I go in increments. So say the starting price is 96 flux each, and I have enough flux to raise it up to 200 flux each. what I usually would do was I would only go up to, say it was starting at 96 flux each, I would then raise it to 140 flux each. Wait until those are selling at a relatively high rate, you know, they're fast moving, and then I will raise my price again and again and again. That way you're not spending all your flux, you're only spending around, let's say, 20 to upwards to 40% of your flux at once, and then, you know, you still have a bunch of room for undercuts as well as raising the price even higher. So those are two different ways I could have gone about it, which would have already just, you know, it was a mistake. That's why I'm saying this is like an update video, not really a full-length episode, because we are not going to judge wild cupcakes today. I'm not going to count it as a successful flip or even a failed flip because I just made a mistake. It could have failed without my mistakes, and that's what I would have liked to happen. We have had a bunch of those happen before, like robotic salvages and enchanted wood. I did put all my effort into those, and they just were bad items, and they lost me flux nonetheless, even with effort put in. But with this mistake, this was the largest costing mistake of the series altogether. My ending flux, after I did eventually sell everything, I had to drop my price to the price that everyone was being or undercutting me by, and the price fell, guys. The price, oh my gosh, the price fell all the way down to about 80 flux each wild cupcake. Do not make the mistakes in this video, guys. I lost 198,000 flux in 1 hour from just one simple mistake. So we lost a large chunk of our flux. We went from 675,000 flux to about 477,000 flux. So basically what I had in the last episode. It seems that we cannot pass the 700k mark, because every time we get to a 700k, I run into a failed flip. This time it was a mistake, however. So yeah, we're back to around half a mil, halfway through the series once again. This is kind of like playing BDO. I don't know if you guys saw my BDO video, but when you're enhancing items in BDO, this happens to you. You'll have a great item, you'll fail an enhancement, and then it'll regress instead of progress. It'll go back a level, and that's kind of how I feel about this. We went back a level, but yeah, this is going to be it for this episode. It wasn't too much because, like I said, it was just a mistake, and I wanted to explain it to you guys at the very least and give you guys this episode. I know it's not progressed towards the series ending, but it is still a very important episode, in my opinion, to make. That way people can see my mistake and not replicate it, and also understand why it was a mistake in the first place, just in case you did not know why you shouldn't just spend all your flux at once. You should definitely save a lot of your flux during these manipulation sit-downs and sessions, I guess you would call them. But like I said, that is going to be it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button, plus the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I upload a video. If you would like to further support the channel, make sure to check out my Humble Bundle affiliate links in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.